Welcome, everyone.
What happened to the volume? Yeah, volume? Find out. Hey guys, what's going on? Happy Tuesday, everybody. Oh, shit, it's not even Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Happy hump day. My God. Has it been that bad? All right, let's make sure we got volume here. Okay, we've got volume.
Didn't anybody ever tell you it's rude to leave before the cake's cut?
What's up, guys? Happy hump day. Better than a stick in the eye. All right, so where are we? We are on Phineas and Ferb's station, I guess, where his lab is. As you see, we've got Vicar Max as a companion along with Parvati, and I got something to say about her in just a minute. We are doing a couple of side quests here, or actually a side quest to get a couple of weapons. We already got one. One is the Shrink Ray. And you can, I don't know if we did it on stream last night or not, but... Hey, G! Thank you for the host. Thank you guys very much. You can shrink bubbles, but only once. So... yeah. I don't know if you can shrink enemies or people, you know, more than one time, but we can shrink bubbles. But I wanted to mention before we got started, and I wanted to read something that I found on the internet today as well, about this person. Apparently, Parvati has become quite a popular character. You know, and for good reason too, right? Very likable, maybe a bit naive, but, you know, based on her life in Edgewater, you know, she grew up around machines and really didn't interface, didn't seem to have a lot of social skills, right? A little uncomfortable in those situations, I guess. You know, being around machines, and only really people she's really been around were her dad and her boss, right? So I found this article about her. It's on Polygon, but I wanted to read this real quick before we got started. It's talking about inspirations for her. They're talking about what were the inspirations for the character, and it says it's actually a bit of a complicated story. Parvati was originally conceived by writer Chris, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce this right or not, Leatole. You might know his work from Mass Effect. She was originally conceived by him, and
So
then he did the first pass on her writing. He had to leave the company suddenly, so I took over for him. And this is the part that I wanted to mention, because if you remember in last night's stream, I actually mentioned this. The next line says, I believe some of his inspirations were Kaylee from Firefly. I think it's pretty obvious that there's a direct inspiration there. He was looking for someone to be sort of the empathic moral center of the party. Someone who's maybe a little more naive, but very sweet and kind, and is most interested in taking care of other people. It's sort of the core of her character, and he really defined that. I just expanded on. So, yep. So, that's a little bit about her and where she came from. And you can see me with the, with the red and gold armor. All right, so we got the Shrink Ray. We found Bubbles. And we're going to go over to the Groundbreaker and get the other let's see, what does it say? The logs on Hawthorne's terminal mention rumors from the groundbreaker of a scientist who bragged about a powerful weapon he's researching. Perhaps more details can be found on the station. Another of Hawthorne's logs mentioned looking in Gladys's shop for old records. Apparently the smuggler acquired several leads that way, which is part of this, I believe. Main quest, we need that, yeah, that nav key. Alright, so we did everything last night that we needed to do here. It was pretty decent timing. Really nothing here. I did, before work this morning, I did walk around out here, every nook and cranny. There's really nothing here. Other than his lab, a few containers over there. I think there was one down this way, but that's it. Shh! Spoilers! We've talked about this before. Even hinting at something can be considered a spoiler. You have acquired pocket watch. Alright, time to go to the groundbreaker. Alright, Phineas's lab. Fortunately for us. Okay, groundbreaker. Independent orbital station in the remains of Halcyon's first colony ship. Captained by Junlei Tennyson and run by descendants of the original crew. Okay, so let's see what this looks like.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
Kind of disappointing, I guess. Well, but see, KG, what you don't understand...
Can we talk?
...is... it pissed you off so that there was something about it that either you were disappointed in or didn't work the way you wanted it or something like that. Okay, so that gives me some kind of clue that the same thing might happen to me. I would prefer to learn that on my own. Okay? The fact that you don't specifically say what something is can be a spoiler, in effect. Alright, we only have 2 crew members, so we'll take those. Okay, person with a name, we'll
Hey,
talk
Cap,
to her.
can we talk?
Well, I understand that. I know that there was no ill intent meant. I understand that. I've known you long enough to know that. But you really have to be careful with that kind of stuff. And like I said, we've talked about that kind of stuff before. Just please, before you make comments like that, just take a few seconds and make sure.
Checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief Tennyson will get it sorted
It's okay.
before then.
There's no need to apologize. It's cool. We're cool. I don't want you to get the feeling that I don't want you here. That is not true. Please understand that.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Oh, she wanted to talk before we left.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
She can't be that good. This place is a dump.
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
See, she even kind of talks like Firefly speak. Actually, a lot of people seem to, in limited kind of way. Say the word folk a lot. Okay. Okay, sure, we could head over to the engineering now, or I thought you said you could keep this boat in good repair. Or are you asking to leave my crew and join hers? We're not going to ask her the third one. I don't think she'd be much help, but if you happen to be along, feel free to speak up. Well, we were supposed to talk to her anyway, right? So...
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about anything else before we moved on?
No, we're taking her with us. Are you kidding?
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Can we talk to these guys?
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
I'd like to hear your side. What happened? Or hear you knocked someone out with a tossball stick, or it's almost like you wanted to get arrested. Guards threatened to toss you out an airlock. Okay, let's hear what he has to say.
I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
Okay, and that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right? Oh boy! So you defend the honor of your team. Okay.
Exactly. I was only doing what any self-respecting Rangers fan would have done. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker.
Women do it too.
Guess I just tendered my resignation.
Men are more likely to do it, though. Okay, former dock worker. Guess I should just tendered my resignation. Got any plans? Oh, can we get this guy as a crew member, maybe? Sounds like you're better off on your own. Just lucky you're not serving a sentence. We need a...
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
We'll tell the truth. Yeah, that's me. Captain of the Unreliable.
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
Never caught your name, I'm Cheryl. You in a hurry to get somewhere?
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
All right.
See you around, boss.
You're calling me boss already. Hi. Let's see what this person says. Mardette.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Okay. I'll look around out here first. You know, because loot. Oh yeah, we can't yet. Or can't. It's like, ah. Oh no, I figured they'd be right on me again. Yeah, I stole some. Not a lot. I actually, where was it? The Botanical Gardens, I think it was. Right after I'd finished with, what's her name, Grace. Finished with Grace. We had to go get the girl that had run off with the Marauders. We brought her back. Got in their good graces. Got a pistol from him for doing that, I guess. And then we stole something and we lost points from him almost immediately.
We move cargo 16 hours a day, and half of us still can't afford a bed.
So my first question is, do I have to give the gun back? Alright.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Yeah, they're not, I was looking at the standing. I mean, bitter with Spacer's Choice. I mean, it's like half and half, right? So it's not horrible with them. They're not angry or riotous or anything like that, ready to cut off my face. Alright, so I guess we gotta talk to this guy.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Not
now,
me,
hold on.
Hawthorne.
This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
Okay, how do I get this resolved? Or, so I'm stuck here. Oh, yeah, here we go. I take that back. I'm not Hawthorne, and that isn't my ship. No, we're not picking the last one. Sorry. Okay, let's figure out what we got to do to get it resolved.
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford.
Oh, Udom Bedford.
Board
That's
representative
Phineas and
here on
Ferb's
Groundbreaker.
buddy.
His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
Okay, any idea why my ship is impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
They said, well, unless it has something to do with Spacer's Choice in Edgewater. Either that or it's something that Hawthorne did prior to us getting the ship. Okay, great. I'll go talk to him and straighten this out. Or this has to be a mistake. Or I'm going to wring this Bedford's guy's neck. Wow. Don't cause any trouble yet.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Oh, I'm not going to do your job for you.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
Ow. Okay, well, before we do this, we got to figure out what's going on.
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Of course. What am I to you but the guy who's got his eye on your ship? Is there anything else I can help you with?
Okay, looking for someone named Gladys. Find a job around here. What can you tell me about Udom Bedford, since he's the one that told us?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
Okay, sounds like a fun guy, or probably this one, so there's tension between Groundbreaker and the board. Or the board runs most of the system, don't they?
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Yet your station's in a state of disrepair. You could make the board fix it. Or why can't Groundbreaker and the board just work together? Or I'm glad it terrifies them, the bastards. Keep pushing them.
You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that.
Okay. Right, same two leftover options.
It's a delicate balance, right?
Keep pushing.
You could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
The board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Sure
Thanks.
thing.
Gladys?
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Looking for a drink. Any recommendations?
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
Find a job?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
Okay. Something a little more local. What does Halcyon Holdings work anyway? I didn't think there were many independent operators in the system. You know about Sublight Salvage? Well, I needed to know about work. All background, lore, motivations, that kind of stuff. Looking for
Commandant
local.
Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
Gee, I wonder if we could fix that.
I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
Happy to help. That's my job, after all.
Leonard Wheeler.
You're real good at it, too.
Well, thank you, miss. It's nice to be recognized. Yep.
Can we move this along? I have a certain, matter I'd like to attend to, Captain.
All right.
We'll move it along.
Be seeing you.
All right. Doors open now. Both sides. It is interesting that they let me walk around with a gun out. Sanita needed people taken care of. Quest objective requires you to enter a restricted area. If caught inside, you will be shot on sight. Using a disguise will prevent immediate hostilities. Okay.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the Scholar shipped in and out with. I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain? Yes, well, now that we're here, can we check in with security? I'd like to track down that scholar. If I can access the data cartridge from the terminal in security, I can easily hack into their arrivals and departures registry.
Okay. Same thing
That'll
you
give us
said.
dates, times, and the crew manifests for every registered ship. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Okay.
Thank you, Captain.
Talk to her.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
Very cardboard stiff personality. What bounties do you have available? So what's it like working security detail on a space station? Ask her that first.
Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand? Then get to business or get moving. Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed.
What's up, S7?
Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is. Not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one, but 2 officers.
I can see why he's wanted dead or alive. Flying under the influence of illegal substances?
Swerving in the air was more like it. Then he crashed hard into the dock and tumbled out of his ship and fled on foot. Spilled Rizzo's Violet Spectrum vodka all over Officer Hartley. An affront of its own, considering none of us are approved for anything higher than green spectrum.
Okay, any leads?
Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
Take it.
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
Skip speed. What's a Mardet?
We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know.
By Mardet, not a Carter
The
officer?
original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardets because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
Whoa! You got any more magic tricks there, Vicar? Poof! He's on the other side of the glass. Okay, let's see. We're looking for the, where's the bounty? There he goes there. I know, right? He's like, damn, he's like there. Boom! Okay, restricted area. We talked to her already? So.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was...
So yeah, he got past that
Graham, right.
somehow,
Broadcasting on a dead world full
unless
of
he went around the other way.
Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you
72
that?
versus 14.
Graham?
Asshole.
All right, what kind of map do we have for this place? All right, there's our ship. Vending machine. All right, so this must be the whatever, the promenade or whatever it is they called it. Whoa!
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Rizzo's Knock You Out Bar. A CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and tea-free nuts in it. It's time for a KYO.
Right. Yeah. You know, one of the things that I was wondering before... Oh, great.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? Ah, that's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
We already know the benefits of modifying my weapons. Thank you. Let's see what she's got. But what I was going to say was, would Obsidian be considered AAA as far as a developer goes, or would they be considered slightly below that?
I was wondering what they do with their waste. I guess they just chuck it down here. Where's it all go?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, because
Now requires no mixing. Seriously, don't mix it.
I was mentioning yesterday about how I don't know how many employees they have. Many people work there. What is this, an elevator? Kind of lift. I want to do this first. I'm going to come back and do a little bit more exploring and stuff. No, I don't disagree with you. The reason I asked that was, and I mentioned this last night, I know Misbehave was here when I mentioned it, but some of the graphics, I mean, they're not horrible, but they're about...
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now.
Fallout 4 quality.
The king.
Maybe they just don't have the staff to...
Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
Okay. Can't persuade or intimidate. I wasn't talking about the style, necessarily. I'm talking about the quality. They just don't seem as sharp, I want to call it that, or just a few notches below some of the higher quality stuff that you might have seen over the last few years. It looks like it would be graphics from a few years ago rather than now. Okay, options. I was just exploring the ship and stumbled on this level. It's nothing personal. I'll just be going. Okay, we've got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
Oh, we got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Hey, Blaze. Thank you for the host as well. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Welcome all. All right. Let's fight.
Incoming!
Oh, shit. Again? Wow, okay.
Damn!
KG? Okay, I'm gonna... I'm starting to get upset with you now. Okay? Are you talking about the choice that I made, or are you talking about the graphics? Okay. Well, then I take it back. Oh, wow. Okay. Try it again. So, I was kind of curious as to why Max was running around without a gun.
Who the? Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
And they have them.
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
In here. Obviously more than I thought.
Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
Okay, so I know what's going to happen if we try to attack. Of course, I could have just pulled out my LMG and mowed them all down.
You stumbled into my court without an invitation, neighbor from above.
It's an open elevator.
If you don't have any business, then it's time to light up the grill. No one turns their back on me while I'm holding court. Get her, boys!
Oh!
Oh, now he pulls out his gun.
The last of them!
Alright, so what do we need off of his body to prove that dead? Fighter, yes. Montauk. Level 9 heavy weapon. Flamethrower. Nice. And his goggles, too. Yeah, exactly. It's like... lock the door or poach somebody upstairs. I thought about actually using this the second time, but... figured the, LMG would be a better option. There's nobody down here, so take everything. If it's not nailed down, it's ours. The blades are a good source for weapon parts, because you can break them down on the spot and they give you, at least to this point, they give you about 3 or 4 parts, weapon parts for repairing. Use an axe. I need to give that to give that to Purple Bacon. When she plays GTA Online, she typically just takes an axe out and then just runs around and just hacks everybody up. Yep. That's why it doesn't bother me in the least. Well, it doesn't bother me.
Can you imagine being frozen for 10 years, sailing through
wanted
space
anyway.
in a room such as this?
Not like he was an upstanding citizen or anything. At least according to the authorities. Alright, now where do... Oh. Egg picks. I do like the lock picking change. Well, not change, but the way they do lock picking.
What was the... Did I hear something?
Got it. Heads down.
That's one down.
Nice one.
There, she got it. The mass relay stick.
Did I hear something?
Watch out!
No. Oh, she saw me steal it. That's what it was, I bet. Well, she wasn't, she didn't seem to be an enemy, so that's probably why. This is the second time we've got caught. This is the same thing that happened, I was mentioning earlier when we were over at the Botanical Gardens, or whatever it was called. So you got choices. The first time we just bribed them. You know, I don't know what's going to happen if we lie. Intimidate, persuade.
Carry on.
Okay. Well, if you stole everything. Petey. Ah, yeah, so, okay, so the reputation decreased. I think it's going to decrease regardless, no matter what you choose. It's whether or not you get in a fight, I guess. Alright. All this stuff is... I don't know. Yeah. Not up to that. I'm not up that high yet. Of course, we've got some points to spend now. What was it, 40? I think it was 40. Oh, that was 40 for what's-his-face. Alright, so like I said before, we're completely ignoring melee and we're completely ignoring defense. So you typically will put 2 points in range, essentially put 2 points in everything else. Points in stealth. Anybody that knows me knows that I love stealth in general. We're pretty close to... Yeah, sneak. Alright, so we can pickpocket from humans while sneaking. Tech. Not close on anything there, but we're going to do it anyway. And you notice the parentheses. I mentioned this last night. Numbers that are in parentheses, I get buffs, and it shows right up there in the green numbers where those buffs came from. I get an extra. Or no, it's... the base is 12, but it's actually 29 because I have an extra 17 from those two sources down there. So okay, and leadership. What do we got here? All right, so we can do that. That will get me 20 there. Got that. So this is what I've pretty much been doing since we started. Companion abilities. You can command your companions to use their special abilities on the enemy you are targeting. Companion 1 ability, Companion 2 ability. Okay, it's similar to Mass Effect. Hold to continue. Anti-Cleo. Alright, what do we want this time? You see, yesterday we took 50% recharge rate. And your crit chance. Stuff doesn't... Is it just my stuff? That affects sprint speed, walk speed, damage when alone. That will probably be not used. 50% base health, vendor prices, 50% XP from companion kills. Let's give me the health. We don't have anything for them yet since we're at level 8. I think we get the next one at 10. We wound up picking base health for Parvati. Vicar Max, we took same for him. Plus they've got the heavy armor as well, so they can't die anyway, really, so I mean, who knows? Get them to stay in the fight longer. Okay, so we did that. Claim the bounties rewards, so I have to go back up for that. We can do that later. Let's see what's around here, if anything. Well, let's finish looking around first before we decide what to do next. Alright, there may not be anything. Oh, what's up the stairs here? Didn't go up the stair. It's locked. Can't pick it. Okay, part of a quest. Salvage from old machinery in Groundbreaker's back bays. These parts are vital for repairing the station's radiators. Without these parts, the station will continue to overheat, eventually reaching critical temperatures. Alright, so it's a good thing to pick that up. I won't have to come back. That goes back down. the ladder.
Smells kind of like old Bess's outflow pipes.
Oh, there was ammo or something over here. There's Corona. Never taken anything. Well, I guess I've used the inhaler thing a couple of times. All right, let's see. My reward, sick bay. Acquire the science weapon. Get a security terminal. That will probably be back where Houdini went behind the glass wall somehow. Oh, one of my subscriptions extended another month today. Well, but I mean, you can put, you can, let's see, where is it? Yeah, I mean, you can tell it what you want the inhaler to have in it, right? I mean, it got Adreno and this fast ration pill. I guess whatever you have in it, you get a shot. Has all of that stuff in it. So any of these things can be put in there. I unlocked 2 of them, obviously, so yeah, this heals 25% health over 2 seconds and lasts 2 seconds. This one is 200% natural health regeneration for 2 minutes. So, get a puff on that thing. Alright, now see, this is in the... Okay, so that, yeah, that's over by the... by the security house. I don't want to do that one just yet. Take Parvati to meet Junlei.
It's unbelievable how good it is.
Ike Christensen.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons, for those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
Tell me more about your wares, sir.
Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in this shape.
You're a spacer yourself?
Not me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations. I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker. It's the last bastion of freedom.
Let's see what you've got for sale. Okay, 3% discount. You know, one of the things that I don't like about this game and games that have this kind of thing, Ghost Recon Breakpoint does the same thing. It's, you know, they have these cards that describe the items, I mean, I don't like it taking up what I have in my inventory. I mean, yeah, it does move as I move the cursor. I would just rather it be, you know, in a static spot on the screen, like, for example, right there. So no matter what I cursor over, it will stay right there. I just like seeing my inventory, not having it covered up half the time. Actually, let me see something before I go any farther. Right. I think that's telling me that that needs repair. That does not have the symbol. That one does. All right, so just to confirm what I was thinking and what KG mentioned a minute ago, let's just have him repair it. 100 bits. All right, now back out. Okay, so it did repair mine as expected. See if it repaired Vickers. No. Unless that wrench means something else. Well, it didn't repair it though. That's the thing. The wrench is still there. I don't see anything on here. Oh, 72%. Okay, 72%. Okay, so let's see. The junk. Don't need any of this crap. Okay, so how does their stuff get repaired then? It's just odd. All right, so that one is 377. That's not. No. No, the stuff that I gave Max was just a piece of armor that I picked up off of a dead body. I never put it on. I mean, I've had this stuff on since the beginning of the game, pretty much. I haven't changed my armor at all. Alright, so hers, 100%, 100%. Alright, so how do I get his repaired? Alright, well, I'll just have to keep an eye on it, I guess. I'm gonna spend too much time worrying about it. Yeah, I could try that too. See there. Wouldn't surprise me if it was a bug. Seems like games can't launch anymore without a bunch of them. Alright, so she's back there. Oh, damn.
Those XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and so
I thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sublevel.
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain
Wow.
around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction.
Grease monkey?
Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Nice place you got here, Chief. I'm the captain of the Unreliable. Though my ship's a bit grounded at the moment, I don't plan to stay long, Captain.
No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
I'll do whatever I can to help you keep the peace, or I'll try not to start any fights, but I might have to end some. Copy that, Chief. Do we salute? Yes.
At ease. Nice to see an outsider with some working brain cells. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
You're just passing through. Oh, none of your business. Once I get out of Impound, I'm bound for Monarch, which is the truth.
Interesting.
All right.
The powers that
see you
be
in a
paint
few.
an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Oh my god, she is so adorable.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if, well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Alright. Don't be shy about requesting time off if you need to compare notes in person. We silently encourage her more. Or say nothing. I will do this one.
Wow, great. I'll do that then.
That's what I mean.
Messages.
It's like...
Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
Completely awkward socially.
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
Aha. This is where she might need the part that we found. It seems kind of warm in here. What's going on? Or, what's it like being in command around here? Or you don't have a lot of faith in the board. We'll be on our way. Okay, so we'll do this first. Hopefully all she needs is just this one part.
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
Why haven't you fixed them yet? Or, I'm sure your capable staff can stay ahead of the problem.
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
Is there no room for compromise? Or, surely the board doesn't want Groundbreaker to roast.
They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves.
Oh, hello. Language.
The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone aboard, will be cooked alive.
Found some parts lying around the back bays. Will these do the job?
Those are... Wow. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Remarkable. How did you... I'll take those.
We killed about a dozen people
I need
and
you to
just
head
found
through
it
the
on the
large
wall.
door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight manticore infestation.
Define slight. I'll make my way down there. I got your parts. Why do I have to do some maintenance shaft? Go to some maintenance shaft.
More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing you can't handle. We were salvaging parts from a ship. Turned out there were eggs inside. They got into the radiators, and here we are.
Okay, we'll go.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt.
You know what, Parvati? You just keep being you. Don't change a bit. Alright, journal. Venus is a warm spaceship. Probably have to turn right back around and go in here. Oh. Workbench. Alright, let's here. Repair. Ah, okay, so this is Max's armor. Alright, so I guess when you repair in a field, you're only fixing your stuff. Or when you have a vendor do it, it's only your stuff. You have to repair your companion's stuff at a workbench. Okay, just Tinker. Can upgrade. Actually seems to be fairly cheap. This is Parvati's weapon. Guess I'll do the assault too. The gold backgrounds is mine. Anything with the gray background is the companion. $59 bits. That's it. Does get. Looks like it doubles in price. Alright, mods. What can we do for mods? Electro-charged surface armor mod. This mod stuns and damages melee attackers. This effect has a cooldown. Right, so what's that? The Thug kit. Already have one of those. Gale. Those two. Maybe that's in the helmet. Yeah, I do have a Thug kit in that one. Gale's step. Utility. Volume of footsteps is reduced by 25%, as is the radius of the footstep sound. Alright, so we can sneak. more. I don't know if he'll actually need it, but we'll go ahead and put it in there because I wonder if you can stack those. There's 2 of them and get 50%. It's down.
The controls are in the back of the machinery shaft area. Keep clear of the radiators. You don't need to kill the caterpillars, but I'd be mighty grateful if you did. I've got this thing about giant insects.
So you said we don't have to kill them, but
Down they go!
alright, let's just watch them. Watch them, see what they do. Oh, nothing. Oh, I'm on fire.
That's the last of them.
Of course, we probably could have just shot the barrels. Yeah, burn, baby. We do have a burn sound effect. There's a terminal here we need to check too. What's in here? Archived logs and transmissions. Auxiliary monitoring station. Okay, our arrival confirmation to HHB. Earth HQ transmitted via probe, archived at source. It is my honor to report that Groundbreaker has successfully arrived at the Lagrange point, having released, that's some astronomical term, space term, I forget what it is, what it refers to. I used to know what it was, but I don't remember. Having released our cargo of prefab housing settlers and supplies at their intended colony worlds. May they prosper and expand. Now that stages 1 and 2 of the mission have been carried out, my family will take ownership of the Groundbreaker as specified in our contract, keeping the ship in active duty as an independent trading post, repair stop, and cargo bay. I'd be remiss if I closed this transmission without sending my hopes and best wishes back to Earth. So much ahead of us, we'll never forget what we left behind. Be forgetting. A stern reminder. Some very rich and unsavory elements among our colonial neighbors seem to have the wrong idea about why I flew us out here. It wasn't for a 9-figure blood money salary and a 9 figures, and a Spacer's Choice logo stamped on my ass. It wasn't to nickel and dime passing ships out of their last bit. Groundbreaker has no role in the success or failure of Halcyon's corporate entities, period. I negotiated that understanding and clearly outlined it in writing before I ever set foot on this ship. If anyone wants to dispute or compromise our independence, they will answer to a Tennyson. We're a family operation. Even when the last Tennyson falls, Groundbreaker will remember us and defend its freedom accordingly. Okay. mean, the shimmering definitely gives you a feeling that it's really warm in here. Yeah, and I'm on fire again.
Good news? Song tells me the security mechanicals booted up and killed a bunch of men. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill next. Sneak past if you can. Shoot back if you need to. I can always fix them later.
System alert. Performing.
Watch out, Captain! Smite you in the name of the law!
That was his whatever special attack.
Leave them to me!
Here goes nothing!
Bam! And that was hers.
Nothing personal, I swear.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty nice. Might have to let them. I want to know how they got up there. Oh, hi guys. Nothing is have to steal anything anyway. Yeah, I mean I can I'm gonna have to take the the perk now where you get the extra XP for companion kills.
Here they come! I'm keen! You got it, Captain!
I've had quite enough of you! Impossible! This is bad!
Required for adjacent unit.
Alright, so it does have a recharge too. Yes. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's either on or off. I figured it might be some kind of fill up thing.
That's the terminal. I have the parts in position on my side. Go ahead and cycle the droplet pumps. And if you don't know what that means, just look for a command that says cycle droplet pumps.
Never anger a man of the cloth!
Oh, but you didn't kill him.
Sorry!
Wait a minute. She doesn't have the hammer anymore. That's the hammer is the weapon she started the game with. She's supposed to have the mass relay stick. Alright, I guess we'll just have to live with it. Graphics sensor. Oh well. Not that big of a deal. As long as it gets the job done. Cycle droplet pumps. Warning, lithium fuel fluid pressure at 23%. Solid state regulators at 102. PCM heat sinks at 98. Be at station temperature 8 Celsius. Machinery shaft at 29. Okay. Non-expendable personnel must exit the maintenance shaft before evading the cycling protocol. Recycling. Successful. Alright, logs. Cobbled together. Staff is getting restless. Workaround and half-cocked solutions are all we've got to mend Groundbreaker's bones. In many cases, we can't revive one system without cannibalizing another. Grandma lived with that reality, and so will I. I can rally her spirits for what happens when I'm not around. Groundbreaker's real test will be seeing if our independence outlasts me. Take that bet. Gee. Old plans, new problems. I found some of Chief Guying's old schematics. Groundbreaker must have taken a beating during the crossing because she spent half of her career patching it up. A lot of corners cut when they put this place together. Among her papers, also found the layout of a hangar that doesn't match any of my docks. Something that might have gotten sealed off along the way, like blood cells isolating an infection. I hate to put sentiment down in print, but every time I open a panel or find some workaround in the guts of this old bird, it's like I can feel you reaching out to me past Grandma JP. Root.
Done. The temperatures are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker owes you thanks.
Came in, so we go this way.
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicker.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal
What's up, spare
equation,
time?
also known
Long time
as
no
the
see,
Grand
dude.
Plan. By contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity. Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about answers it.
I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci
He's already
spiral.
said that. It's like he
I'm
says that every
sure
time
you
we
know
try to
what that's
talk to
like.
him.
Something vexing you, Captain?
No, we're not going to tell him to go back. Whoa.
Groundbreaker's safe from melting to bits now. Lots of good people can rest easy because of you.
What was that about back at Junlei's? All the social awkwardness?
Well, I didn't expect her to be so tall. And did you see the size of her arms?
He seemed very competent. He's okay, I guess. Are you alright? Uh-oh, sounds like you have a crush on her.
What? No. Maybe? I don't... It's like somebody reached into my head and pulled out what I didn't know I wanted. You know how hard it is to find anybody who likes working with tools in a little town like Edgewater?
Sounds like you're not sure how you feel, which is probably true. Thomas liked tools. You treated him very differently. This won't interfere with your work, will it? There's more to a relationship than beefy arms and a shared career. Picking one of the first two.
I just met her. How could I be? Alls I know is, I want to talk with her more. Did you see how everybody on Groundbreaker listens to Junlei? She's just, here's how to fix it. And they trust her. It's just, she's calm and knows what to do. I wish I was half so confident.
I wonder if that's going to change at all over the course of the game. Here? Oh, there's a whole bunch of KG, if you're back or still here, yeah, we did go to the workbench and we can repair companions' stuff, armor, workbench. So We can repair hours out in the field. We can repair hours at a vendor. But you got to go to the workbench to repair theirs. So we did get confirmation on it. Okay, so... Oh, crap. Gotta go back and talk to her.
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive.
6,000.
If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
Okay. Alright, so we talked to her. Uh-oh. Oh, groundbreaker reputation increased. Woo! What's it like being in command around here? Or you don't have a lot of faith in the board. Ask that to everybody.
You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
How do you keep the board at a safe distance?
I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. You've got my attention.
What's it like being in command?
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life-or-death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand.
Ship is a family business. Parvati here could always help you shoulder the burden. She'll like that, and we'll see her blush or do whatever that Parvati does when she gets nervous. Aren't you a little young to be training a successor? Let's go with this one first.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out.
God, I hope this doesn't turn into a situation where she stays and we don't have her anymore. She'd be happy, but it would suck. Ship is a family business?
Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker.
Yeah.
My grandmother, Chief Gaying, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer.
Was it a big change, that transition to command? Or, condolences, Junlei. I'm sure those were some big shoes to fill. Let's go with that one.
Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things you never expect or think about, they add up over time. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
Where's the self-destruct mechanism out of the blue like that? Aren't you a little young to be training a successor?
You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when.
I'm not going to ask her that question. I'm going to skip it.
You've got my attention.
We're on her good side, so I don't want to do anything to make her defensive. Oh man, I wonder if this is another quest item. There.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement.
Alright, let's see. Let's grab a save. Haven't gotten one yet tonight. Hour and a half in. Alright, let's see what we've got on the log. Reward board. We still have to turn that in. Okay. Drink sapphire wine. Alright, we get back to the ship. We can do that. That one's over at the security area where we got to turn the quest in. Alright, let's see. Talk to the Dr. Dorset. Sick bay. Let's do this one first. Then we'll do probably weapons from the void.
And now for a special word from Chairman Rockwell.
This is the default. I always do the default on first playthrough. Although I have heard that it's probably a little easy on the default. Which is fine. It's an RPG, right? So we're here for the story anyway.
Sublight salvage.
Yeah.
Their front looks surprisingly on the up and up.
I typically try to. I may not do all this. As a matter of fact, I've already done some of the side quests and some of the exploration off stream, but I most definitely will save the main story stuff for
I'm not going anywhere, you
the
hear?
stream.
You can't get me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
Oh, is this the woman that we keep seeing in all the videos for pre-release and all that? I think this is the one.
I'm sorry. Am I
Yeah.
causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
Okay. Maybe I can look in on Jessie, or wait. You don't even like her, but you're checking on her. Okay, Jessie's situation sounds normal to me. Let's not question it, at least not yet. Let's see if they'll let us do it.
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Use them chatting skills. The hell are you doing smoking in here?
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service.
Wheeler says your shipment won't be coming in soon. He did say that.
I'm
See what's
expecting
going
our
on
delivery fellow to stop through with medical supplies and service auto mechanicals. Name's Captain Irion. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits.
Dates. I could try to find him. Or, do you need mechanicals for? Ask her that first.
Surgery mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to come by on Groundbreaker.
Why?
The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire their people, we can't hire anyone. Everyone on staff here on Groundbreaker was trained by me or Idris. We're good, don't get me wrong.
Idris Elba?
But we've
I
only
didn't know he
two
was in
heads
this.
between us, and we don't know everything.
I could try to find him.
I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster.
Okay, that's off station.
That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type.
that's doctors are the worst
You
patients.
look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.
The grandiose level up music.
Keep hanging around, and I'll begin to think you're here for me. What can I do for you?
All right, so I
You
guess we
have-
don't.
good luck getting to Jessie, and better luck if you do. She's a real piece of work.
You want something, you'll need to ask the doctors. I just work here.
Hello. Junlei called up from engineering. Said I should let you buy medical supplies from our stores. Now, is there something I can help you with?
I'd like to see Jesse Doyle, please.
If only my other patients had so many inquiries.
I probably should have leveled up first.
I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her.
Reception, the records say, quote unquote. Have you actually spoken to her yourself?
She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying. I hope you appreciate us opening our stocks. We're not as well supplied as a board dispensary.
Obviously don't need. Obstructs your vision, but great for building things. So does this mean, is this part of... Would this replace her helmet? Puts those on? I mean, yeah, I don't think so. Give them to Parvati, but got a helmet too. Alright, let's do skills. Alright, standard stuff. Skip melee. Ranged. Dialogue. We could probably... Gotta get the 4. Yeah, it's every 20. Close. Go ahead with the standard. Standard plan, ranged, dialogue, stealth, tech, leadership, 2 points each. Not putting anything in melee or defense. Okay, so you still can't get in.
What seems to be the problem? Take care.
Keep hanging around and I'll begin to think you're here for me. What can I do for you?
Well, if it gets
you
me
have
past,
yourself...
Gets me in there so I can talk to her. No, that's not it. Claim the reward. Talk to Jesse.
CNP Borston Baked Beans. When you need to eat and run, Borston Baked Beans is the only one.
That's probably not gonna work. No.
I've seen you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicker? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicker.
Oh!
Don't worry. The captain and I'll take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
Blew out the old man card already. Well, that's supposed to be. We mentioned this the other day. Spare time is apparently, if you wanted to, you could literally kill everyone in the game. Anyone and everyone. That would obviously...
CNP near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast.
eliminate some possibilities as far as maybe side missions or side quests and stuff. Would certainly be. I mean, maybe you finish up your side quest with someone, or at least you think you're done with it. Get your rewards and your XP from it, and then when you're done, shoot them in the face. Alright, I want to try something here. I just want to see what happens when I open the door. Oh, shit. I got it. I know. Alright, how do we use the damn hologram thing? We've got it in our inventory. When we got it, they didn't really explain how to use it. Options. This device projects a holographic image over the user and makes for an effective disguise in the right hands. Okay. Okay. Health. Holographic shroud. Disguise on you and your companions that gives you access to restricted areas provided you have the correct ID cartridge for that area. Restricted areas are off limits to unauthorized personnel. And otherwise result in being attacked on sight. Just leave it laying on the table. You have found an ID cartridge to use with the holographic shroud. You will now be automatically disguised when entering the associated restricted area. How convenient. Holographic disguise activated. Moving drains the shroud's energy. When it runs out, personnel will see and interrogate you. Talk your way out of the interrogation to reset your shroud. It will get harder to talk your way out the more you are interrogated. So have them skills up, kids.
Looking sharp.
You ever wonder if maybe folks keep doors closed for a reason?
You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you?
Ellie sent me.
What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you?
No.
See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low.
Oh, could lie to her and tell her you do work for the board. Wow. What did you do? They got you in trouble? Or Ellie asked me to help you, so that's what I plan to do.
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear.
Yet you think the board had someone follow you and now you're hiding out. Or level with me or I walk away right now.
You'd let a poor, ill woman get disappeared by the board?
You just said you weren't sick.
Awfully cold-blooded of you. Though I admire your backbone. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent.
Okay, Ellie asked us
Udom
to help,
Bedford's
so
the
we're
board
gonna.
guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me.
Okay, we'll talk to him.
Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Alright, now we just gotta make it back out, which we should be able to do. Hi. What happened to your clothes? Oh, she changed them both. Yeah, we all look the same. That's right. It's like, what the hell? Whoosh! Max was still on the other side. Busted!
Any word on Jessie?
She's in debt to the board and thinks someone's after her. I'll handle it. Or... yeah, exactly. It's like, what the hell? What happened to that heavy armor you had on? Then when I looked over at Max and he had exactly the same thing on, it's like, ah. It says you and your companions get the effects of it, the shroud. Okay, what's the story with you two anyway?
Let's just say she did me a favor and now I owe her. So, did you find her, or what?
Yep, she's in debt to the board and thinks someone's after her. Handle it.
Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it.
All right, let's go. go turn in the bounty. Fairly close to that, so we'll do that. We'll do that real quick.
This is the simple truth. We are all molecular machines. The body is a collection of atoms. The mind is a consequence of chemical reactions. Therefore, our lives are predestined along a path that is only visible in retrospect. Life is fated and unstoppable.
I don't know, Mr. Vicker. That seems like quite a leap.
Mr. Vicker.
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed McRed yet, I want you to hurt him a little before you do. Nothing excessive, mind you, but the scoundrel deserves a light beating at least before he kicks off.
Good news, I killed Captain McRed, and I roughed him up before I did him in. Or, sorry to disappoint, I only kill humanely. Here's his lighter. Forget about the bounty for now. I want to talk to you about something else. Maybe we'll get a little bit extra. Tell her what she wants to hear.
I believe I'm growing fond of you, bounty hunter. If you got the Mardets' backs, the Mardets have got yours. Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future.
Nice. Okay, we gotta find... We can also do the thing in here for... for Max. We gotta find a security terminal. We can use the shroud. I didn't even think about that when we were here the first time. That obviously the quest back there triggered that. Okay, there's the card. Convenient. Gotta get him to a terminal. See where it is. I want to make sure that we're able to get out fairly easily. Gone. Looks like it's through. Oh, great. So we're gonna have to...
Wish I could do that.
That reset it? Does. Okay.
Keep your sights out, friend.
What the hell? Where is it? Oh, it's that door over here. You see that? How come they don't get arrested? Come on back out, guys.
Great work.
There it is. Just yank the drive and I'll do the rest.
Alright, we got the drive for him. Now I wonder if continuing to read this stuff... We don't have the meter, so I'm guessing not. It won't cause the meter to go down if we read these. Okay, confiscated goods. Detained a freelancer who was cagey about his business. Confiscated his personal belongings while he waited for questioning. Modified pistol, jock, hatchet, metal loop, rare beads, locked container. Owner refused inspection. He fled before we could get down to it. He left his things behind. So they're stored in the back of the security station until the idiot shows his face again, which is likely to be never. Okay. Sublight put a bid on one of our impounds. Generous one too. Negotiate for the usual finder's fee and then give Lilia her salvage. Brawl on at the last hope. Freelancers versus board. Freelancers won. Arrested a freighter captain with more bits than brains. Hawthorne's ship impounded by order of Udom Bedford. Still no clue why Hawthorne associates with that board snake. A guy from the back bays roughed up the Moon Kid. Raving mad, warned me that the moon was going to bring about the end times. He was flying high on whatever McRed grows down there.
Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up.
All right.
Who wants to play an impromptu tossball match?
Not me.
No one? Really? Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card he used to buy his seat on the salvage ship. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to avoid the authorities?
Okay, let's see. This all seems awfully convenient. Perception check. You hesitated there, Vicar. What aren't you telling me?
Oh, it's nothing. I suppose I really didn't have much faith in actually finding him. Was a bit of a long shot, wasn't it?
This all seems awfully convenient.
I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as many hours as I have in contemplation of the universe's secrets, you sometimes get a sense for these things.
Tippy gets the same treatment from the bot, KG. He dies almost every time, too. Okay, let's see. What do we got now? I don't need to look at Codex. All right, the Empty Man. Reginald Cheney. So he's not even here. All right, so he's on Monarch. We've got this other one on Skilla. All right, the weapon from there. Okay, worst contact. All right, let's go with this one. Let's do the Jesse thing again. Well, whatever it takes. It might take you forever to save up enough cubes.
What about the rail glider? I didn't think anyone.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into question. Both teams have tested negative for performance-enhancing stims. A tossball first. Coaches and referees are debating how and if this behavior could lead to an unfair advantage. This is Halcyon News, reminding you that there's no I in news, no we in Halcyon, and no Mercury in Saltuna.
Vera You're a Krivenek.
A new face. What's your pleasure, stranger?
I don't suppose you know a way I could get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. Yeah, let's ask her that.
Stellar Bay proper? Tough to say. The board recalled all the nav keys about 10 years back when the corpse pulled back to Terra 2.
Do you know why?
It's overrun with beasts, I heard. Big ones. Kinda chew your face off for fun. Might all be board propaganda, though. If you're aiming to get to Stellar Bay, you're gonna have to get your hands dirty. The
Black
board
market.
don't like them that truck with Monarch. But I ain't the one you ought to be asking. Try Gladys on the promenade. She'll fix you up.
Yep, that's who we're there to talk to. All the traders in the system come through here. Heard anything interesting?
Some big shot down in Byzantium's holding auditions for a new adventure serial. So yay, another 6 of those next season. Nothing you need and everything you want.
8%. Oh, look, we've got snacks. Get some snacks. Purple Berry Crunch. Yummy. Yeah. I was reading a log this morning in Phineas and Ferb's lab about the cysty pig. Apparently they take the cysts off the pig and they eat them. Apparently they're nutritional. Wow, she could fix my stuff. Yeah. Whoa. And that's what those were in one of the bags. Bag of chips, I guess. Except it's a bag of cysts.
You don't seem to like traveling with us.
Why in the architect's name would you say that?
It's just that you're real grouchy. Kinda all the time.
I'm not grouchy. I'm just irritated by inane questions.
Yeah, see, when you say it like that, it makes me wonder.
Station and a quick duck. What more can you ask?
Grouchy old man and a naive kid. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to bother you. Carry on.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt.
All right, we talked to her yesterday when we first got here. Another vendor or merchant or whatever, trader.
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property. Disperse now or I'll detain you for trespassing.
Oh, real scary. You're really gonna arrest us on our station?
Yeah, this is Chief Junlei's ship. You don't own shit here.
Step back. I'm required by board bylaws to use excessive force.
The Mardettes would space you for trying, you waste of O2 scrubbers.
Yeah, O2 scrubbers.
Look, just get out of here before I tell your captain what you've been getting up to on the clock.
Ah, whatever. We got a date at the Lost Hope anyway.
Is this really what you want to be doing with your life, Marcy? Upstairs for that walking mustache Udon fucking Bedford? I gotta get off.
Ah, the board. Organized, efficient, competent. Well, mostly.
I think everything in here is worth more than I made in my whole life.
Does that dome look safe to you?
Odum.
Ah, yes.
Udom.
Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
Alex is dead, which he is. Forget Alex. Why'd you impound my ship? Or I'm going to wring your scrawny neck, you spread fuck. Give me back my ship. Alex isn't important. I'm here to turn in Phineas Wells. No. We'll be honest with him. Alex is dead.
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend,
Look,
what
let's just bug out and
devilry
call it
is
even,
this?
okay? What are we
In
talking
whose
about this
miserable
for?
fever dream am I trapped?
Adelaide. You talking about the old woman that was in charge of the botanical gardens or whatever? Yeah, Adelaide, I think, was her name. I'm sorry for your loss. We'll continue down through there.
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
What was your relationship with him?
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
Yes, we'll lie.
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
He was eaten alive by feral canids. He died in an escape pod accident, which is true. Trust me, you don't want to know the details. Forget Alex. Why'd you impound the ship? Okay, we'll continue down through here, I guess.
Oh, awful business that. But why? How? No. Best not to ask after the gory details. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
Why is the board so interested in Wells anyway? Or why do you think I'd know anything about Wells? Well, because we have his ship. Or I know where to find Phineas Wells, or Alex never mentioned him. We'll see why first.
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
Never mentioned him. We're on his good side, so let's go with that.
That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
Yes. Jessie Doyle.
Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases.
Persuade? She's worth more alive than dead. Put her under an indenture contract. See, it doesn't say how much it'll cost. See, she may not be happy about being put under an indentured servant contract, essentially. Yeah. Take the chance, we'll pay it.
Kind and efficient. Can't say I disapprove. Although, seeing as this woman isn't a member of our crew, it'd be nice if the price weren't quite so high.
I think you may have underestimated the size of Miss Doyle's debt. If you'll look over this itemized bill.
2,300 bits. Damn. You're charging that much for emotional anguish? Really? I can't afford that. Alright, we'll do it.
I'm glad we could come to an accommodation. You may inform Miss Doyle that our collections agent will be recalled. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work? Be my guest.
All because I didn't want to take the chance of putting her under that indentured servant contract. Didn't want to do that. You do here exactly.
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands.
Seeing as how we had over, what? Over 10,000 bits. I think's what we had, so. Big fish in a small space station. Nice setup. That doesn't answer my questions.
I have few complaints.
Yeah, see, he probably wouldn't even have felt the effects of it being hot.
You refer to the radiator issue?
Oh, okay.
Goodness, it was dreadful. I was sweating constantly. Chief Tennyson certainly did take her time resolving it.
I fixed it, actually.
I owe you a debt, then. I was going through 3-4 shirts a day.
How about giving me my money back?
Tennyson woman. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
She did everything she could. It was your people's fault, not Junlei's.
My, aren't you, excitable?
Ooh. The big kids are talking. Ouch.
Oh, sweetie. I don't owe a grease-stained wrench jockey like her the time of day, let alone my deference.
We're definitely doing the persuade option here.
I'm sorry, my temper got away from me. Please accept my sincerest apologies to you and your friend.
Doesn't sound very sincere, does it?
Oh, I'm not used to folks saying sorry. It's not all right exactly, but I appreciate the apology, I guess.
Well, now that that's dealt with,
Don't you talk to my Parvati
was there
that way,
anything else
buddy.
you wanted to discuss?
Can you get me to Stellar Bay?
Good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
So, no?
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
Locked doors in the back.
A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Ooh, Chairman Rockwell first. I don't think that's the first time we've heard that name. I think. Come here often?
Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile.
All right, good night, KG. Thanks for coming out. Good to see you. I'll see you later.
Corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained
Mass Effect
for the
starts
chairman's
tomorrow.
exclusive use.
Armed guards.
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large?
Andromeda. We're going to be starting
Tremendously
Andromeda.
impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
Intelligence to watch your back, you mean?
Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign.
You keep calling offices on their promenade benign.
When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I can't say I much care.
Well, last year's N7 Day, we started the back-to-back-to-back playthrough of the original trilogy, so I figured this year we would do Andromeda.
Ask away.
No, we're not going to give up Phineas. At least not yet. Okay. So now we probably need to go back and talk to... Oh god, from what's her name again? Ellie. There we go. Ellie.
Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile for once, huh?
Nothing makes me happier
look at
than
that
being
nose.
even. Except being right. That's nice too. The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
Ooh, nice. Can we get her as a medic on the ship? Are you saying you'll work for me just because I helped Jesse? Or you really don't like owing people, do you?
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version.
There we go. We have a redhead on the ship. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Welcome aboard.
You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain.
Meet me on my ship.
Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
Dr. Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Yay! Level up hype! Alright. Maybe we get another perk. We do. Get another perk. Okay, let's see. Standard stuff, I guess, again. Changed for the guns. Everything's a dialogue. Health. Heck. Leadership. Works. Yeah, we get access to the second tier when we do a 5. So once we pick this one, that will open up. We'll open up the next group. All right. So what do we want from here? Base armor +5. Adds to any armor you wear. Fast travel when encumbered. This is the one I want because we talked about this one earlier. And let the companions do a little bit more. A little bit more of the combat stuff. Now that we can control them with their special with their special attacks. And what do we want to give? We've got the engineering bump, 30% base health, more armor, more melee. Melee is her special. Chance to extract mods. Threat generated. Alright, let's do this. Let's give her the melee damage. Oh, what do we got down here for the next one? Spec Ops. Companion ability damage. Time. Oh, nice. When Parvati performs her ability, recharge some of your TTD meter. I like that one. Can't get that one yet. Oh, all right, Vicar. What are we going to give him? Vicar Max. Rating ranged damage. Probably give him that one. Which we'll probably need to make sure we probably have some, maybe not a whole lot. No, we have none actually. We don't have any gear for Ellie. I assume she'll be eligible to go out into the field with us too. Alright, let's see. We'll grab a quick save once we did all of that. What's next? Science weapon. That one's off station. We'll get in a minute. Well, when we go back, track down. That one's off station too. Then we'll talk to Gladys.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Remember Auntie Cleo? Because
No,
she
we
remembers
haven't met
you.
Auntie Cleo yet. If we even will.
When you were sick, who took your temperature? When you were hungry, who gave you a needle full of love? Auntie Cleo, that's who. Have you given your auntie a hug today? This story brought to you by Halcyon News. All the news that's fit to broadcast.
Have any junk apparently. Clean that stuff up later. Got it right now. You picked the safe right in front of her.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
Phineas sent me, said you could sell me a nav key to Stellar Bay.
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Yeah. I don't think there's that many more. I don't remember what the count is. I want to say it's like maybe 6 or 7 total. We've got 3. So I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to take to... No clue who they are or how long it'll take to get them. Tell me about this quote-unquote opportunity, ma'am.
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
No qualms. Tell me.
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
Maybe it was some sort of automated message. Could be. Why was Roseway abandoned? Say no more, I'm in. Do we get on our good side by not questioning, or do we want some more information? Eager.
You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
Okay. That one
Don't
seems to be
forget to
off
come
station
find
as
old
well.
Gladys when you're done.
Let me see what you've got for sale.
Won a charming copper kettle off that girl who runs the pub. She's a fierce arm wrestler, but she's no match for your pal Gladys.
19% discount. We must be in really good standing with the Groundbreaker. Let's see. $13. Let's see. Just sort this. Value. Two of these, 80 and 80. They're both the same. Want to get rid of the hammer. Grenade launcher, I've had that since almost the beginning of the game. Top. Stick. That's for sure. Those we don't care about. All right, so we're back over 10,000. Is the marker still there?
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late.
Could still buy it.
Yes, dearie? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Okay, so... Okay. Here for stress signal. View the distress signal recording on your ship. Okay, so we've got 3 missions or quests that are not here. We have to leave to do them. Return to the Unreliable, which we'll do. That one's off the ship. That one's off the ship. That one's on the ship, but somewhere else. Once we track down the signal, so we can do this one, I guess. Acquire the science weapon on Groundbreaker. Another of Hawthorne's logs mentioned looking in Gladys' shop for old records. Apparently the smuggler acquired several leads that way. Okay, talk to her again.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea. What do you want, then?
Something else.
My hard-earned wisdom?
You mentioned groundbreakers outside of the board's control.
That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei.
You already know who Miss Junlei is.
Chief Junlei Tennyson. Used to be she was chief engineer before her mama passed, and she took the helm. She's neck-deep in the ship guts by day, slap-fighting with the board by night.
Seems capable of handling the board well enough.
Hold on. You already met her. What are you asking me about her for?
Just curious.
Bit straight-laced for my tastes, but that's just her nature. She's fierce, too. A fighter. And between you and me, I think the fight's starting to wear on her. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. Go right ahead, sweetheart.
Why'd the board recall the nav keys?
Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence.
Makes you think that.
Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres.
Oof.
But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess.
Are there still people down there?
Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board. Oh, a little of this, a little of that.
Oh God,
I
that's
buy and sell items
guy
that
in
require
Whiterun and
discretion to
Skyrim.
dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios.
Baldahar?
I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair
The
of famous
merchant?
tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Okay, so why does it keep putting that over her head? As if we have to get it from her. Looking Gladys's shop. Okay. We go upstairs. We're up there.
Is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled.
This place has a smell, right? Not just me. Like mold and old socks.
What's this? Tossball cards. Found some individual cards. That's guest messages. Hackett. From Veritas. Subject, be careful. One of UB's squealers. Udom Squealers came asking after you. Wanted to know what you like to drink, who you talk to, what your temperament's like. Tried to pay me off. I took the bits and told her a pack of lies. Watch your back when you get in. Don't want to find you in the waste disposal chute. V. Veritas. Icy. Been a while since I've heard from you. You're on that long haul out to Dashkova right now. Hope it goes well. I've got a space for you and yours to meet when you get back. It's just a storage room, but it's quiet and safer than the bar. Should be able to accommodate most of your folks. No fees or nothing. Just let me buy you a beer. V. Rizzo, PR. Oh, please stop, Mr. McRed. We have reviewed your proposal for the 10th time and still do not agree that galactic mushroom is an acceptable flavor for a Rizzo beverage. Even if we were to pursue the idea, the samples you sent us were dangerously hallucinogenic. The unopened package alone caused mayhem in our receiving bay. Please don't reach out to us again. Pay-per-view movies! Oh man, there aren't any. My big candid friend. Synopsis. A lab-grown giant canid goes on an adorable rampage, leading a family of scientists on a wild chase across Emerald Vale. Spending the holiday away from home proves to be a chore. But the family soon realizes that true friends are the monsters you meet along the way. Rated FSR for fun times, simulated rampage, and body count 11. Nanner Spank 7. Primal affections. Oh boy. Synopsis. Raised by wilderness primals, one man will leave the jungle he knows to explore the one he doesn't. Keystone. He came for Nanner Spank, but he stayed for love. Can a young corporate executive collar this creature, or will she awaken the beast within? Rated PACNS. For passion, anthropoid, and consensual nanner spanking. Oh my god. Pay-per-view serials. Baking with Edna. Synopsis. In this time-honored culinary classic, Chef Edna gives valuable life lessons while she cooks from the book of approved cakes. Somebody say cake? Learn to maintain a structured kitchen. Obey your head chef. Achieve a good sponge and obey your sous chef. Edna is the boss in her kitchen. Now she can be the boss of yours. Base Hospital. Synopsis. If the walls of Orbital Hospital could talk, they'd shriek with terror. These doctors have seen it all. Zero-G cyst lancing. Extraterrestrial teratoma. Or teratoma, sorry. Next on a very special episode. In order to trap a chem thief, Dr. Margrave must become a serial arsonist. Forget to see Base Hospital Nights for steamy suspense. Broderick's Brood. Synopsis. An ordinary colony family daydreams of the extraordinary, while Lucia works in the factory canning processed borscht. Her ham-handed husband cooks up schemes to land her a big promotion. Will that lovable fool ever learn to be satisfied with what he has? Broderick's Brood is a testament to the less is success family lifestyle. It must be fun coming up with stuff like that. Round. Rest and go keycard. It's interesting that we're not stealing it. We broke into the room. Parts. Well,
Step lively, Ms. Holcomb.
I'm not winded. Honest. My, boot was untied.
Would hate for you to get left behind, or architect forbid, become lost.
Come on in, guys. There we go. Right, examine. Squatter's Journal. I served on 2 corporate freighters before I got stranded here. Everyone's heard my sob story, but no one's listening. To them, I'm just background radiation. Was it my fault the captain decided to take off early? Was it my fault no one checked the crew manifest? Was it my fault they replaced me with a full-timer? Now I'm filthy, bitless, and bedless. As far as anyone's concerned, I'm brown groundbreaker trash. That's how I live, and if no one agrees to take me on as crew, I suppose that's how I'll die. So now we're going to steal everything. Oh, this is in the back of the hospital. Well, there's nobody here to see us take it, so another medical bay key card, which we don't need. Alright, that's the door on the other side. Okay.
Are you really in jail, Mr. Max? And you were our vicar?
Yes, but as I've repeatedly said, I was assigned there as a vicar. I was not a prisoner.
I just can't believe you'd lie.
I was not lying. It had no bearing on my ability to minister to my flock, and was therefore not worth mentioning.
Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Some townships have asked Halcyon News to make a statement regarding rumors of food shortages. Rest assured, the far-sighted corporate leaders of Halcyon have tailored their product lines to be selective to the refined customer. Scheduled scarcity is a premium feature of Colonial.
Well, shit. Alright, let's look again. Logs on Hawthorne's terminal mention rumors from the groundbreaker of a scientist who bragged about a powerful weapon he was researching. Some more details can be found on the station. Another of Hawthorne's logs mentioned looking in Gladys's shop for old records. Apparently the smuggler acquired several leads that way. But it keeps wanting us to talk to her. I mean, they're probably in there. But how do we pick that without getting in trouble? What
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
Back to your hard-earned wisdom.
Straight to the point, eh? All right then, on you go. Anytime.
All right, well. All right, well, I guess we just have to go do this stress signal thing, even though the marker keeps pointing at her. All right, let's go back to the ship. We'll do that. Oops.
You see we had a conveyor pull in? One of them interstellar jobs.
Oh, we get the other guy too.
Hey, you got a second?
Gonna take him as well.
Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me.
Offering to be a part of the crew. Were you stalking me? I don't appreciate being stalked. Or you're pretty eager to throw in with someone you barely know.
Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired.
All right, Felix, tell me why.
You're serious. You're giving me a shot. All right. Hang on. I put together a little speech, just in case you asked. Hey there. I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire me to join the crew of your ship and/or outlaw gang.
You're reading off your hand.
Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion.
Sorry. He's funny.
Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man. That motto is it's a work in progress.
Let's let him do more.
Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler. This skill may come in handy if you need a body dragged away or a door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your ship crew and/or outlaw gang. I look forward to our adventures together.
I thought that was real good, Felix.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. What do you think? Am I in?
Dragging off bodies? Shootouts? The hell's kind of ship you think I'm running?
The fun kind? I mean, what else do you do when you got a ship of your own?
Look, we're just a responsible, law-abiding crew of adults. That may not actually be true in the long run. Might be for now. All right, good answer. Welcome aboard.
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not going to regret this. I'll just gather my personals and meet you on board.
Great. Now we've got two guys, two people to outfit.
You got a crew now, Felix.
Woot! All right, back to the ship. Against all odds, the unreliable takes flight. All right, we wanted to talk to Parvati about, yep, that one right there. Junlei.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
We've only been in our quarters so far, and they were pretty Spartan. Purple punch. Chocolate.
Okay. So I was watching this program. You know Princess of Hephaestus? That late show about the freedom fighter with a pure heart and a mean right hook? She finally kissed her sweetheart, Miss Yuko.
This I gotta see. Thanks.
No, you come here, girl. Come here.
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature on something real quick?
Is the ship about to blow up?
So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages, I got him here on my data pad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it, because poems are all symbolic and such, right? It's not so good, but real sweet.
Comes from the heart, you'd say? How bad can it be? Or get to the point? Oh, let's pick the first one.
Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. I don't rightly know. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. And the trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? It's a real romantic poem. It made my chest hurt, kinda.
Sounds like she likes
I
you.
don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm misinterpreting. I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways, not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't, I just don't care for it.
Oh.
It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they said I was cold.
Okay. You're about the warmest person I ever met. To hell with them. Could be nerves. Everybody's different. Don't worry about it. That sort of thing's plenty nice, but it's not everything. Folks have said the same about me. I'll just say could be nerves.
No, ma'am. That's not it. I guess I just needed to talk. I'm
Okay.
feeling a touch
Wrong
better.
choice, I guess.
Thanks for hearing me out, Captain. I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm gonna change that. Right now. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's Isabel?
That went downhill fast. You're looking a little rough. Okay.
They were... close, Captain. Like, more than friends close.
Were close. Not anymore.
I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? 10 years? Last week? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? The Lost Hope?
Drinking solves everything. If that's what you want, next time we hit the Groundbreaker, drinks are on me. You said you don't drink. Will you be alright? I don't think drinking is going to solve this problem. Wouldn't it be easier to talk to her about this Isabel person? Okay, we'll do this one next time we're back.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be ready.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. Well, let's talk to Ellie.
Something on your mind?
Okay. Get on my ship. Get off my ship. We're gonna work together. I'd like to know more about you.
I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook.
What's a zero-G cocktail?
It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand. Usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not.
Inventive, I like it.
I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do.
Do you have much experience contracting out with other captains?
Sure do. Some of it was even legal.
You weren't joking about being a pirate.
What gave it away? It's the hair, right? Or maybe the ammo belt? I had it custom made.
Casual outlook on legality. You want to look like a pirate?
Gotta advertise your business somehow. I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Your ship, your way.
Reasonable.
Glad to hear it. It's worked for me this long.
Let's see where this goes.
Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it.
You're from? How'd you get into this line of
Oh,
work?
come on. That stuff's boring.
Reflecting.
Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it, but let's keep a little professional distance. No complaints here.
Okay. Whoa! Right there at the belt. And other female parts. We don't know which room belongs to who, but I like that jacket. Bullet-ridden leather jacket. It's quote-unquote distressed. Oh, okay, so we know who's in this room. OSI banner, Order of Scientific Inquiry. That will be Max's room with all the books. Index of Banned Literature, OSI Eyes Only. How's it going, Baldahar? Alright. So let's see, we've got Max, we've got Parvati, obviously, we've got Ellie, and what was the other? Felix. The other guy. We need to talk to him. We'll talk to him, and then that'll be it for the day. Actually, for a while. Jenga. I can do some Jenga. Yeah, I remember seeing Parvati and Ellie a lot in pre-release stuff. I didn't know Ellie was going to be a companion. There he is. All right.
Good to see you, boss.
How'd you end up on the Groundbreaker?
Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays.
And then you were raised by a pack of sprats, right?
That's right. Can't get anything past you, boss. Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. I always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way.
You were a stowaway? Or at least you weren't obliged to anybody else. You were free. Or I have a hard time believing you were invisible to anyone.
That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in, nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than Rungleech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the Groundbreaker.
How'd you manage?
Same way we all do. Look for work and hope somebody would give me a shot. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on.
You just can't attack your own foreman.
Yeah, I hear you, boss. Sounds like I was out of line, right? Swinging on my own foreman like that. But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good.
Wow, I didn't realize the melee stuff could be involved in conversations. That is interesting. Physically threaten somebody, I guess. If we have a disagreement, I expect you to be civilized.
Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized, too. Genuflecting and everything. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives.
Glad you're not wasting your life hauling boxes. If I hadn't picked you up, you'd probably be in a prison cell, which probably is true. You can thank me by not giving me any trouble. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a prison cell back on the Groundbreaker. carve my name on the wall. I wonder if it's still there. Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going.
All right. Yeah. Ah, so that's what the groundbreaker looks like from the outside. Our ship. All right, so we're going to call it a night here. I don't know what this is. I haven't seen any specific references to that. Yeah, these are my quarters, by the way. Captain's quarters on this ship are like, wow, really? Not much different than everybody else's. Okay. That. Head back to the main menu. And let's throw up the lobby screen while we see if anybody's on tonight. Usually Wednesday nights are pretty bare as far as anybody being on. But yeah. Let's see, tomorrow is normally a night off, but because we switched out, tomorrow is N7 day, which for those of you that don't know, is the day the Mass Effect fans, community, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a fan-created thing. It's people celebrate the Mass Effect series. So what we're going to do tomorrow, starting tomorrow, is we're going to start an Insanity playthrough of Mass Effect Andromeda. I did, as I mentioned earlier, when KG was here, for those of you that have joined since we started, it wasn't, I don't think it was intended to be a back-to-back-to-back playthrough of the original trilogy, but we started with Mass Effect 1 last N7 last year. We wound up playing through all 3 games and all the DLC. So this year we're going to do Mass Effect Andromeda. Vanguard on Insanity. I'll have to check the poll sometime tomorrow whether people wanted to see me play as Scott or Sarah. And as I mentioned to Misbehave, I think it was Misbehave, I don't generally customize. If it's a specific person like Scott and Sarah Ryder, I don't customize the characters very often at all. So they'll get the standard look and I won't change that much at all. If it's something like Outer Worlds or Fallout or Skyrim or whatever, if it's just some nondescript person, then I'll customize that person. So, all right, so let's see who we got. Oh, thank you, Misbehave. Oh, you are so awesome. Thank you. Well, it looks like Queen of Hell is streaming again tonight. Playing more GTA 5. She's the only one that I'm following that is on right now. So let's yes, thank you for that as well. We also have a Discord. You're welcome to join us there. You can see you can use the Discord command to get that. YouTube, as Misbehave just put in the chat. I post I haven't done it for this game yet, but I record all of my stream videos locally and I upload them to YouTube. So if you miss anything outside of the 2-week period that Twitch keeps them, they're all uploaded to YouTube, and you're welcome to subscribe there as well. And let's see, yeah, let's get a raid going for Queen of Hell. We'll do the raid command, and hopefully I will actually remember to do it tonight. Copy everything if you're going to join us. And it would be great if you could join us over there, but I understand if you can't. Copy that out and paste it into her chat when we get over there. Let her know where we came from. That would be great. So let me get that started. So yeah, that's going to be it for the night. We're going to start at the normal time, even though it's a normal off night. We're going to start at 6:00 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's see. So let's go say hi to Queen of Hell. Second night in a row. I will see you guys tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you later.